Hello traditional everyone, my name is Gregor Horat and welcome to our new free video on this Easter Monday. So if you are still away from the markets, I hope you have some good time with your family and friends. So I will still give you just a quick free update on cryptocurrencies today. We are officially still away because it's holiday here as well. So I want to bring on attention to cryptocurrencies because we have seen some very interesting sell-off during the last few days. However, before we go to the charts, let me just remind you that we have this Easter Monday sale. So you get a yearly package with a 50% off plus a free Elliott Wave School educational videos. It's worth of 300 euros. So if you sign up in the next 24 to 48 hours, you can get this discount. Now let's take a look on the markets. Now last time when I talked about the cryptocurrencies, it was about 2 weeks back. I highlighted a potential reversal based on miners outflows, and if you recall, I was looking at this data when we have a huge increase of miners outflows. It means that they were looking for miners were looking to sell their bitcoins, and maybe that was the reason for huge reversal to the downside since then. So what we are seeing today, well, I'm looking at this data. It's exchange net flow. It's actually negative for the last 7 days. We had some spike here in these negative net flows 2 days back. What this means is that actually there is actually more bitcoins being transferred to private wallets. And what this means, well, actually there are obviously hodlers who believe that price will rise, that price will bounce. Because they are obviously not sending their bitcoins to exchanges, meaning they're sending to private wallets, so they believe that price will rise in the future. And this is quite interesting because we are at potential support. Okay, so I'm talking about this just short term. So always when price is moving to the downside, there can be some rally coming. Okay, so you had here price moving to the downside, and this was then a lot of bitcoins being transferred to private wallets. Well, we have seen a rise here. Okay, it would been also the case here. We have seen some corrections. So in my opinion, we could see some very short-term bounce, but overall I still think that cryptocurrencies will stay under bearish pressure. Also, what is probably the most important is that I'm looking at this long liquidations data and notice that there is still no massive volume. So for markets, for cryptocurrencies, unfortunately, that how it works, especially from psychological perspective, well, we have to see this liquidation of long massively happening before this market could easily continue higher, because I'm sure there are plenty of stops below or around 30,000, and when this price will be triggered, well, majority of investors, cryptos will become very bearish, and that's when actually sentiment will move into such extreme levels of pessimism that we should be aware of potential opposite reaction. Okay, so what's going on regarding the wave count that I'm looking here on Bitcoin? Well, we have seen this very nice reversal to the downside. As I talked about, we were tracking a free wave rise. So this free wave rise sent market sharply to the downside, maybe still for a wave E for triangle. Maybe that's another option, that we will not see the 30,000 level happening. However, there is still room for more weakness, because wave E should be made by free waves, like each leg within this triangle. So I still see these prices in a wave A. So as I said earlier, well, there can be some short-term rallies based on these net outflows on bitcoins, but this could be only happening for a wave B rally, and then you can see more weakness. Okay, so of course for this triangle, this major trend line should hold, but I'm afraid that maybe because this is still only wave A, first leg of a free wave drop, that we could actually see much lower prices. So here is this another interpretation, another wave count, where you have this free wave down for previous correction. Actually, it was the same time. It was April, at the start of April of 2021 to June of 2021. Okay, and then you had this massive five-wave recovery. So now we could be stepping in another bearish sequence here in April, meaning more weakness could be seen, especially when we compare these times of the year. And then, meaning that wave C could bottom in the second half of this year and start reversing higher, but ideally from around 30,000, 27,000. That's the next support for wave C. But what is the most important at the moment is that even if that's wave E with limited weakness, even if it's wave C with much more downside, well, in either case, I see more weakness. Okay, so if we look at the 4-hour time frame here, that's the most important picture at the moment. Well, you had this, as I said, free wave rise, and then you have these 5 waves down. Okay, so these 5 waves down is the most important indication that the trend is bearish. However, we were able to warn you about this bearish call already a few weeks earlier. So what's going on now? Well, you have these 5 waves down. Always after 5 waves, you should be aware of a slowdown. So that's how it works. Okay, 5 waves, 3 wave setback, another 5 waves, another 3 wave setback. So there are always corrections, even in a smaller degree. So because Elliott wave is fractal. So what we are looking and what we are expecting, well, there can be some supports. You can see very massive and strong swing levels here. 38,000, then you have 35,000. So maybe some support in the near term, as I said, but only for a free wave rally, then more weakness. So trend is bearish, but any rise that may occur in the near future will be seen only as a correction within downtrend. Now looking also at total crypto market cap on a big picture where we are standing here, well, we could be dealing with this big wave 4. Maybe something similar should happen here, like back in March 2020 when we had this massive sell-off going on. A lot of long liquidations happened down here, but then market turned up. So that would be probably the ideal scenario for a completion of this wave 4. Okay, so cryptos are sideways on a bigger time frame. They're still in a corrective phase. But just be aware that maybe any short-term rallies can be really just short-term with more weakness before this market will finally find and attract some strong buyers, as I said, maybe in the second half of this year, based on the current Elliott wave developments and based on what has been going on last year at the same time. Traders, thank you very much for your attention. Have a good Monday, and don't forget to like this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're interested for more daily updates on different altcoins. Just don't forget on this in this Easter discount. Okay, traders, have a good day and talk to you soon. Bye.